Hi everyone, Amazing here. Welcome to my free pivot table data analysis right here on this YouTube channel. Okay, today we're going to be looking at how to combine these three data together and actually make a very nice analysis using pivot table without using functions. But we're going to start with function though, but we are not going to be doing our analysis with function majorly, but we're going to be doing it with 99% pivot table. Okay, let us start. So the first thing you're going to do right now is to convert your data into a table so that when you have more data coming in, you're going to actually have it accumulated and automatically get itself refreshed if you really want that to happen. So I'm going to show you how to do everything. So now we have this date, sales rep, and we have products, we have unit sold, but right here what we have is actually the regions of every single sales rep where they have their sales being going on. And when we come to the price right here, we have the price of each product we have right on this sheet right here. So right now I want to combine all this, and to have it combined is very simple. So what I'm going to be doing right now, I'm going to show you something. If I actually come right here right now and actually go on price table, I'm going to have this price table already named. So you can actually come right here and name this table right here, because we want to use our we want to use VLOOKUP to actually extract this data, so we don't have to come back to this sheet to extract the data. And if I click on this particular part of region, it's going to take me to the region table right here automatically without me clicking on it, because already I have it highlighted and I have named the table something else. So now if I come right now, I'm just going to right click on this and I'm going to see the full table. I have already named this because I want to be using this to create my pivot table without having to come down to this sheet. Okay, let's begin. So we want to actually add another set of column. So I'm just going to actually make sure I have it inside here in the middle. If you want to have that, just click anywhere around here and I just right click on it and you're going to see inside a new column. So right now I'm going to name this particular part region. So regions, for me to get my region right here, what I'm going to be using right now is actually a VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP, my tab key, and it's going to be asking me what is the lookup value. The lookup value is the sales rep right here. I'm going to hit on my comma and it's going to be asking for the table array, because already I have my table named. I'm going to give the name I have the table name, so it's going to be region. So regions, here we go, we have it. I'm going to click on the tab key. Once I hit my comma, it's going to be asking me the column number. The column number is column 2, and if I go right again, it's going to tell me is it the exact match or the approximate match. It's going to be the exact match. I'm going to hit on my close, and once I hit enter, it's going to give me every single thing right here. So you can see this is where we're pulling data from, and it's giving me the data of every single sales rep right here. It's giving me where they have the sales being made in the region. So now we go back. So when I extract the prices of every single product, so we have every single product right here. I want to get those prices right to actually get to be peculiar to every single product we have right here. So how do we do that? So right now we can add in the, I'm going to say price. So this is very simple to get a price in right here. We just have to use the same VLOOKUP we've actually used. So just you have to hit your equal to, then the VLOOKUP. So we have to get this to be our lookup value. I believe you understand what VLOOKUP is all about. It's very simple, and the table is actually what is going to be price table. So we have it already. So the difference between this particular price and this price right now is this particular this one shows formula, what this shows something that is custom. So I'm going to click on this right here. Once I hit my comma, it's going to be asking for the index. It's going to be 2, and the 0 here, I'm going to show you why I said 2. Now the reason why I said is 2 is just because it's sitting right in the second column right here. That was why I used 2, and the exact match means it's going to have to be what is actually peculiar to this Aspen right here, and this Berlin is going to be the number that is peculiar to this. That was why we use exact match 0. So right now we have created our first pivot table, sorry, our first table. We are getting the table ready and we are ready to go to a pivot table. But the first thing, the traditional way to create a pivot table is just for you to go to insert and hit pivot table, and here we go. We're gonna say okay, new sheet. We have to get it to default to a new sheet like this. That is not what I want to teach you. I want to teach you the very smart way to get this done. I'm gonna have to get this away from here. Delete. Yes, of course, I'm gonna get you off. And then what we're going to do right now, I already have a pivot table named right here, and I'm going to come right here and actually get my pivot table right here. How do I do that? So let me show you the shortcut in a very slow way. So just click on your Alt key. Once you have your Alt key clicked on, this is what you have. So I'll do that again. Make sure your cursor is placed where you want to have your pivot table in. You click on your Alt key, and once you have that done, you're going to see this insert right here. It's giving you N. Click on N. And what you're gonna see again, you're gonna see this V right here. Once you click on V, so you're gonna see this. That is how you do it. But we're gonna make it very speedy because we don't want to make it sluggish. So we've learned how to do that. I'm gonna cancel out. I'm gonna just do it in a very speedy way. Alt N V, boom, we're gonna have it right now. That is exactly what it is. Alt N V once and you have it. That is how you do it. So you can learn shortcut through this particular way I've just used right now. And it's asking me if I really want the existing worksheet. Yes, of course I do. So don't bother yourself about this and this one right here. We're going to be talking about this in no time. All you have to do to stay connected with me right on this channel is for you to hit the subscribe button, and to make this channel bigger you have to share, like, and leave a comment to show a very nice proof that yes, the channel is doing better. So right now I'm going to hit OK. Okay, now data source reference is not valid, right? Exactly, that is what it is. That was the reason why I have the data part table being named. So we have to get a name. We name the data part right here, or the table. So it's gonna be full underscore table. So now if I hit OK, I'm gonna have it right here. If you're surprised about what I've just done right here, come to this particular aspect and just go right and actually go click on this. It's gonna highlight this. Even though if we are on this particular sheet right here and we want to go to that particular part, just click on this. It's going to actually move us to the table right here. That was exactly what we've done. So it's a little bit advanced, but don't worry, I'm going to get you around to see how everything is going to be done in a very, very smart way. So we've just gotten this right here, and let's see what this particular drag field between area below is telling us, or it actually entails. So we have filter. I'm going to drag this right on my filter, and I've just got a filter created right here. And if I drag the region down to the raw value right here, you can see all my regions. So we can use this particular sales rep filter to actually filter everything we have right here, all the value we're going to be having right here. And what this does is actually the column. So once we actually drag anything right on the column right now, it's going to come across this way. So I'm going to make sure I actually get it to this column aspect. You can see how it got default, and if I bring this right here, we get it across like this. So now I want to see the prices of every single product. So we have the prices right now. So now we don't have the sales. So what if we go ahead and create a sales? How about that? Very simple, right? So we can go back to the table where we have our data merged together. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to say total sales. So total sales is not actually correct, so I'm going to move it away. I'm going to have this, so I'm going to be equal to this multiplied by this. I'm going to give my total sales by the price. I'm going to give my total sales. Right now we have it right there. So now what is going to happen, because we have it on a tabular form, it's going to be very easy for us to actually refresh and get it right here. So now if you look at this total sale I have actually included in the data pad right there, we don't have it reflected right here. I can actually right click on this and actually go and refresh. So look at what happens. We have the total sale right here. I can now move the price away and have my total sales right there. So if you want to get this particular total sales away, you can actually go right and actually make sure you move it away, or you can do this and you can actually click it, or you can do this again. You can actually go and take it back right here, and that is all. But we want to see it by this. So now this is what column does. So I want to move the column region away from here, and here is what I have. I only have the products alone. And if you want to see it by a particular sales reps and you want to actually have multi-selection, you can actually go right and see it by this particular Austin right here. And what you need to do is just to deselect from all, go right here, and here we go. We are seeing it by the sales rep. So we want to see it by another sales rep. Click on it. We are having two sales reps selected. You can see it's showing us multiple items selected right here. But what if we don't want to use this filter a part of it? I want to move it away, and I want to create my filter, and the filter is going to be called what? It's going to be called something different. So I'm going to actually right click on this particular region right here, and I want to insert a filter called slicer. I'm going to add a slicer, and here we go. We have a slicer inserted right here, and we can use our slicer to actually slice and dice through our data. Can you see how simple this is all about? So now this is exactly what it is. So let us go deep into data analysis using PivotTable right now and show you how simple it is for you to actually use this to analyze your data. Okay, let me show you one thing you need to know about this particular analysis using Excel. If I go ahead and highlight this whole aspect right now and go to the top level right here and click on home, and from home I can see we have a lot of way to add some kind of figures, sorry, sign, dollar sign, euro sign, or whatever. I'm gonna add this euro sign, or I can decide to add this dollar sign right here on it. So, and I have it, we call this accounting data formatting. So once I have done that, I can actually make sure I move this away, and this is what it is. So right now, the side effect of this is this. If I want to change this particular aspect right here from products, I want to change it to region. If I move it away, sorry, if I actually deselect this and actually have my region right there, we have lost our formatting. Can you see that? But it will be very simple if we can actually go Control 1 or right click on this and go to what number formatting right here, and we just choose the currency or the accounting format. I'm just going to go choose the currency and actually move the extra decimal away and click on this, and this is what we have right here. So now if I go ahead and remove this particular region away from here right now and put on my sales rep right here, we still have number formatting right on this. So the reason why I'm having just two sales rep was because I have a filter placed on it and I did not clear the filter before I deleted the filter away. So I'm just going to go right here and clear the filter, and here we go. So right now, the next thing we're going to actually have to see is that we don't want the grand total to be right here, and neither if we want this particular raw labels to be right here. Instead, we want it to be sales rep. So how do we do that? Go back and actually click on it and go to design, and from design you just want to click on report layout, and we go to tabular, show in tabular form, and here we have this. So the grand total is not still away, we still have it right here. To turn off the grand total, go to what grand total and actually make sure you have turn off. So the grand total is off. So it is actually as clean as whatever you think of right now. We might decide to change the color of the header, so on the looks of our table, of our pivot table, so we can see we have something nicely like this. Now, do we need to go every single time to create this particular pivot table over and over again? I think that is going to be no. I can actually highlight the top level right here. And what I'm going to do right now is just to hit on my Control Shift and the down arrow. I'm going to Control C to copy, and what I'm going to do right now is just to move it up to the top level right here and actually hit right here and paste this. I have my pivot table duplicated right now. I can decide to move this away. I don't want this, neither if I want this. But what I wanted is the products. I have the products right here. So right now we've just got into total sales of every single sales rep right here. But now what we want is how many products, how many of these products did we sell? How do we get that? There is nothing that shows that right here. We can still drag the same products from here down to the value aspect. Because what this particular aspect takes is actually numbers that it knows how to use better to help us analyze our data. It doesn't take something like number, item names, regions, whatsoever. So once we have that dragged right here, what is going to default to is count. So it defaults to count. So what is happening right here right now is that it shows that we actually sold how many aspin? 652 aspin and 1,294 Berlin right here, and collateral that we sold is 1,255 right here. Now this is exactly numbers of those products that we have sold. Now maybe we want to see this across region. We can decide to bring our region down to this particular column level right here. Can you see that? Can you see this right now? So I can actually move this exactly right here. Now we can see this. So maybe we want to actually see across this particular region for this particular sales rep. If this is correct, you want to see the grand total right here. We can go ahead and turn it on because already we have actually turned that off. I can actually say show. So now we have just added this. So now if I actually highlight this right now, what we see right here is 652 beneath this sum, and this is exactly what we are seeing right here. If I go ahead and highlight this, what we see beneath right here is 1294, and the same 1294 is what we have right here. Can you see this? So we're now analyzing that. Okay, now aspin sold in eastern part of this country is actually 125, and then in the Midwest, in the South, in the West, and this is exactly what it is. And the total is actually this. Can you see that for every single product? Now we have just done this analysis. That is very cool. So now we might be like, okay, this is the view we want to see, and maybe our boss will want us to see a different view. What I'm going to actually get now is just to actually have to copy this away from here. I'm going to say copy. I'm going to move this away, and I'm going to have to paste this right in here right now. Paste. And what our boss want to see now is based on the dates. I'm just going to actually have to close it. So I'm going to go and actually click on this. We have the date right here. Because I'm using Excel 2016, it's going to automatically group it for us. And he says, no, I want it by month. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to actually ungroup this. I have it ungrouped. So I'm going to regroup this newly. I'm going to have it grouped. So go back to group and you come to days, quarter, and year. So we have all this grouped. And what we want to see is based on the month. So we can actually move quarter away, move year away, and move date away. So we are seeing it by month. And we want to use slicer by year. So we can create yearly slicer right on this data. So now we want to see the sales, the total sales. We have to drag it right here. And once we have dragged this right here, we can go ahead and format this and go to number formatting, and we have to go right on the currency aspect right here. Just move the extra decimal away, and once we click this, we can see the total sales right here. And what our boss want to see again, we have to drag the other sales right here. So we have our second sales, and you want to see the running total sales from January down to December. You want to see how the progress of the sales between from this January, February, how much sales we have altogether. So to do that right now, we can right click right here and go to show value as. Now we can show value as running total. So this is the running total right here. So if once I have it clicked, and it's going to tell me like, okay, if you want to show value by running total, what do you want to see? Because we only have one column that shows what we need to actually get it viewed by. So we can actually click OK by month. And maybe you don't understand what is going on right here. I can actually go ahead and actually highlight here for me to create my number formatting and actually have it right on this. I can go right and hit on format painter, and I'm gonna have it right here. So look at what is happening right on this. So you might not get what is going on right here. I can actually highlight it and go and put what I call conditional formatting right here. And I'm going to choose this particular conditional formatting. I'm going to choose this. Can you see this? Our sales is actually upgrading. It's never declining, it's upgrading. But if I go into the top level right here, it's declining. So what is going on right on this is this. I'm going to show you what is going on. So this is what happens. Okay, this is what is going on right now. So our boss can actually say, okay, right, in January we made this particular sales, and in February we made this sales. So between January and February, how much is our sales? We can have it. This is the sales for the total of January and February. Now January, February, March. So what is the total sales? We can see between January, February, and March we have this total sales. And from January down to June, what is our total sales? Is actually this $151,276 right here. Can we spot what I'm looking at right now? This is a very nice analysis. Now he says, okay, I want to see the running the percentage of the running total, right? You have just done this for me right now. Can you give me another view? You're gonna say, okay boss, I can actually go right here and drag on that column right in here. And once I've dragged this column right here, what I'm going to do right now is just for me to actually hit on this and right click on it and go to the same thing. And what we have done before is show what? Is show running total. Show running total without with the percentage. Now we want to see the percentage right here. And I'm going to hit on OK. And this is what we have right here. Now in the first month, January, is actually 3.11%. When we accumulate February down to January, these two altogether is giving us 5.64%, and between January down to March we are having just 8.26% right on this. Beautiful, right? And now he says, okay, if you've given me this view, do you know what you're gonna give to me right now? I want to see the difference between this particular February and this particular month right here. So right now the analysis is getting bigger. I can actually go ahead and copy it because you want to actually get to view it nicely. I can actually shift it this way and create something else. Go right here and have it pasted. And once we've done that right here, I can actually move this away. I'm going to move this away as well. Now I'm left with this. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to say, okay boss, what you wanted me to show to you is actually this. I'm going to go ahead and go to the same way and show different from right here. I'm going to say month of January. Yeah. So if I hit OK, the first month cannot give us anything. So now we can see what it is that we're actually trying to show right now is what is different between this month and this month, because we don't have any value right here. It's giving us, okay, the difference is actually minus 5,228, and now we don't have, we are still actually losing right here. We are losing, we are losing, and we are losing. So for we to understand what is going on right here, I'm going to drag this right back on this aspect right here again, and now I can actually give it a number formatting. I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, I'll go to number formatting right here. I will go to the currency aspect right and take the extra decimal off it, and here we go right on this. Now if you look at the reason why we are having minus 5,000, this is just gonna be like what we have right here is actually not bigger than what we have right here. So if we have it to be lower than what we have right here, once we actually do our percentage difference, it's just going to be telling us that, okay, we did not make a very nice sales this month in February, and there is no nice sales on this month because right, we almost have it equal 23 and the sales is not actually very nice. And the one we came right here is this, well, the sales from October is actually lower than the sales from November, and it tells us that, man, the sales is actually very good. Can you see this? Now he says, okay, fine, if you just give him this view, can I see the percentage please? I can say, okay boss, no problem. I'm gonna drag this right here and I'm gonna do the percentage, and you can come right in here and go to what, go to different in percentage. I'm gonna hit okay. So can you spot what is this? I'm gonna get it away from here. I'm gonna move this, and it's showing us the difference in percentage right now. So we do very well from this particular part down to this end, and from here we started doing well. So we did well right here. November, December, our sales actually cranked up very well. Can you get this right now? Okay, right now the boss says he want to know the month we have the highest number of orders. So we can drag the product right here, and once we have it, we can see we can actually make sure we go right on this and actually make sure we sort it from largest to the smallest. So now we see in December and November we have the highest order in these 2 months, and January, June is not actually a very good month for us to tell. And he says, okay, now what you want to do right now, you just have to add what I call this particular type of filter. Go to the top level right here and go to analyze, and you need to actually add what we call a timeline on it. So I'm going to add a timeline. I'm going to click on date. I'm going to hit on OK. Right now we have a timeline inserted. So what a timeline does is this: the timeline can be analyzed by month, by quarter. We can analyze the timeline by month, by month, or by year. So right now when I click on 2013, we can see in 2013 December and November is still the best. In 2014 we have it. In 2015 we don't have anything right there. It's going to actually default to nothing. So that is exactly what it is. So we can actually go ahead and say, okay, quarterly basis. So when I see in the fourth quarter, now in the fourth quarter we can see we have January and March to be the highest, and February is not really doing well. So in the second quarter we have May, April, and all of that. So we can see how we can actually get this to be used to our advantage. That is how beautiful this actually analysis can actually be. What the timeline does is very massive. Now we have it based on days, so we can see it's giving us just this right here. It depends on the kind of data you have. Is very handy. You can make use of that. So right now this is just the introduction to PivotTable. We're gonna be doing much more PivotTable right here. I'm gonna show you more amazing things, more cool things you can actually do with PivotTables. Okay, before we finally go, let me show you something that you can actually do quickly to have your data analyzed. This is one of the best ways to have your data analyzed. Okay, let's say your boss says, okay, I want to see every single sales we made in December by the sales rep, by the region, by every. Just double click on this. Okay, I'm going to cancel out. So now just come right here, double click on it, and here we go. We have this. So we have the month to be just the month of what? The month of December, all true for the whole year's data we have right here. How we can spot the number of sales, can spot the units sold right here. And if you want to actually test it out and see what is going on right here, go back to PivotTable right on this and go and click on June. So double click on June, and we spot something different from what we have right here. It's the 6th month of the year. You can see how PivotTable can actually give you what you really wanted. This is one of the best things you can do to have your data analyzed. So now this is just the introduction to PivotTable. We're gonna be coming more with very amazing data analysis tricks to actually have your data analyzed to amaze the boss in the office. So if you want to check more of my tutorials where we have PivotTable to help us create dashboards, make it very dynamic and something different and amazing, something that doesn't even look like PivotTable, you want to check much more of our tutorials right on this channel. So we have very nice tutorial for you guys. So I want to say thank you for staying by. If you're still right here and you've not hit the subscribe button, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you are a returning subscriber, you want to help me to just make comments, leave a comment, a positive comment, to make every other person to believe that yes, this channel can actually help them out. Thank you very much for staying down to this end.